What's up, y'all? It's Justin Allen. Y'all make sure y'all check out me and Ronald Ali's camp this weekend, July 21st at C. King High School, 2:30 to 5:30. And I'm rocking with Too Loud Magazine.
Hey, it's your girl Ash Michelle with Two Out Magazine, and look who has graced his presence, Mr. Justin Allen. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Good. I'm doing great. I heard you just came in from Miami taking flights. Okay, who you flew out with you?
There you go with that word.
Flew out.
Yeah,
You don't
man.
want to be flew out.
Nah. I need the right word.
Flown out.
Yeah, there we go.
There we go.
There we go.
So you know I could be grammatically correct, right? I got that. I can do it and change.
It gotta be.
So what happened in Miami? You flew out to Miami?
Yeah, so I flew out to Miami to work with some professional athletes. Got to work with Terrell Edmonds, Ed Rowe, and some of those guys getting ready for the camp and the season coming up next month.
Ooh, I know that was exciting. You
Oh,
tired?
yeah.
You got a little jet lag?
I am tired. I was on the beach. I actually had Terrell Hanks.
Don't come in here bragging, talking about you on the beach.
It was hot though. I was training. I wasn't just enjoying myself.
It wasn't Houston, Texas hot.
It was probably worse.
Was it?
You gotta remember the heat coming from that sand.
Yeah, that's true.
So I mean, it was exciting. It was fun and exciting, but it was hot.
It was hot.
It was hot.
Okay, well, Mr. Allen, you got a bunch of great things that you're doing for the city. Like, how did you get started? What made you want to train? Like, give us a little bit of that.
Personally, for me, I had a double hip reconstruction that ended my career in college. From there, I just transitioned to training. I always wanted to be a trainer growing up because I didn't have access to it, and I wanted really these younger athletes, younger generation, to experience something that I didn't get to experience until I was older. Once I had the hip reconstruction, it just brought me back to what I thought of when I was younger. I was actually homeless in Houston. I watched crazy how I got into sports because I was watching Steve Francis, and his story came on and how he helped his family get out, you know what I'm saying, out the hood and change their whole lives. So I was like, I'm living in Star Hope Shelter, like, man, I want to be the next Steve Francis, get my family out, you know what I'm saying? So when the injury occurred, I just flashed right back to that and moved with my brother a little bit in Indianapolis and realized that that's what I wanted to do. So I came to Houston and started training younger kids, and it just built from there. I wanted to give back to the community and like I said, give the youth something that we didn't have growing up.
Right.
And access to different avenues and putting them, basically be the big homie that I always was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had big brothers, but it's a difference in having a big brother and a big homie, so I feel like that's what I'm able to provide to the kids.
How did you become homeless? I mean, with so much family, it's 9 of y'all. Like, how did that even happen?
I mean, we spread out. So
Okay.
some of my siblings live in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and then some of us are here in Houston. But parents were just going through it. My dad was sick. He's a military veteran. He was sick, diagnosed with, I don't even know what it's called, but he would pass out.
Yeah.
He would pass out for like days.
Dang.
And at that time, he actually had tried to commit suicide. And then my mom actually had tried to commit suicide at the same time because she had hurt her back, that she lost her jobs. Family was scattered around, you know how it is.
Right.
And so we were homeless. We were staying in Star Hope Shelter. And I mean, at the time, it was just like, you know, it's seeing your own people stand on the side of the street and you watching them beg for food is different. So I think that's what lit the fire under me when I did come back and help the community and help the youth. So I don't know how we actually became homeless. I still don't ask questions.
I mean, well, shit, you got a whole bunch of stuff that, leads into that, so I can see that.
No, most definitely. But I never really asked questions. I don't really, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's my parents' business.
Yeah.
I'm blessed that they were able to get us out of that.
Yeah. I can see the drive behind this free boot camp. Because I'm like, he's having a boot camp. He has all this experience. People are paying him. And he's giving a free boot camp. But I see that, why it's a free boot camp. So can you tell us a little bit about the boot camp? And then you're doing it for kids.
Yes, ma'am. So it's actually a football camp. As a former football player, and I train a lot of football players. I actually partnered with one of my, he's like a little brother to me, Ronald Ali. And he plays for the Oakland Raiders. And I've been training him for about 2 years now. We built a bond. Like I said, he's like brother to me, and we want to give back. He has a story similar to mine. He actually watched his father murder his mother in front of him, and so giving back to the youth and giving them something positive and something exciting. Maybe they've experienced what we have, and nobody knows what they're going through. We both experienced depression. We both experienced not having anything, but we also experienced the fun and the joy of playing football, and how that also helps you learn and transitions into life after football. And I'm definitely living proof of that. So.
Yeah, we see that.
Yes, ma'am.
All that, and
Yes,
that
ma'am.
melanin and everything.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, talking about Ronald Ollie, or is it Oli?
Ollie.
Ollie, okay. Make sure I had it right.
No, you got it right.
Okay, good. But talking about him, you appeared on Netflix, Last Chance U, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Last Chance U. So how did you even be able to get on that show and then work with him and connect with him? How did all that come together?
Honestly, it was just the grace of God, because I was training. He came in my old facility. I was renting a facility from my old trainer a while back. Ali comes in there to get a haircut from my barber, and everybody's taking pictures with him. I have no idea who he is. I'm like, who is that? You know, my brother's in the NFL 7 years, so I'm like, I'm not starstruck. So I was just like, what's up? Just kept doing what I'm doing.
Right.
And then so I'm like, man, the whole gym. I'm watching professional athletes take pictures with him. I'm like, okay, this dude played in the league for 5 years, and he taking pictures with him. Who is this?
Right.
So he leaves, and everybody's like, bro, why you didn't say something to him? I was like, man, I said, what's up? What y'all want me to do? And then they was like, man, that's Ronald Ollie. I was like, who is Ronald Ollie? And I was like, he's on Last Chance U, Netflix, blah, blah, blah. And to this day, I haven't went back and watched that part of the show.
Yeah.
None of it.
Right.
Because I've really been busy. But
Right.
we sat
That's
down.
a good thing.
We sat down a few times, and I watched a little bit to see what everybody saw. But long story short, just I called. I had messaged him on Twitter. I'm like, yo, I heard you're a football player. What are you doing here in September? You supposed to be playing ball. And he was like, man, I'm trying to go to a bigger school. I think I'm supposed to be at a bigger spot. I know I'm better than where I'm at. And it was, and then he was going through that phase of depression, and nobody could really relate to him. And I was like, man, come see me next week, because he was going out of town. So he comes back. He sat down. We had a little talk, heart to heart. Told him I experienced some things. I was able to relate to him. And I told him straight up, I was like, bro, you're not ready for the NFL. And I said, look, if you can get past the warm-up and finish the workout, I can judge whether or not you're ready for the next level. Right. 5 minutes in the workout, he was throwing up. He was just out of there. He was like, I need some food. And then so from there, it was just, I was like, you really want this? You're going to have to work for it. And I was like, I gave him time to show up, and he showed up every time to work. And then eventually, the people he was staying with ended up moving out the state to go for work. And so, when he needed somewhere to crash, I would let him crash in my place, and eventually he ended up moving in with me. And so, I was struggling myself, but we made ends meet to provide, and he helped me a lot more than he knows. But long story short, we're in the car one day, and a Los Angeles number comes across my phone, and I was like, cut the radio down. And I was like, I don't know who this is, so I pick it up. And he was like, hey, this is Greg from Netflix. And I was like, I'm thinking it's a joke. I'm like, man, who's playing on my phone? I hadn't spoken to nobody, so I put it on mute. I was like, bro, you gave somebody my number? He said, oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you, I gave Greg your number from Netflix. They want to put you on the show. And then I was like, bro, this is him on the phone. And then so I took the phone off of mute, and I started talking to him. And he was just like, we love what you're doing with Ali. Ended up helping him get in shape. Help him get his mind right, because he's a smart kid, intelligent. It's just he had never had that guidance. He had never been exposed to different things, and he didn't even know he was famous. He literally didn't know he was famous. Like
even with the pictures in the barbershop,
he was lost. He was like, bro, I don't understand why people keep trying to take pictures with me, bro. Like this is literally what he's telling me.
Are you serious?
And I'm like, I'm literally sitting at him like, bro. So
I
pulled up. This is exactly how I showed him. I said, bro, let me show you something. I said, my brother's been in the NFL for 6 years. It was 5 years at the time. I pulled up my brother's social media, and I was like, look at his follow. And then I pulled up Ollie's, and I was like, look at your follow. And you ain't played it down in the NFL. And I was like, I said, you got to get out of that. You got to embrace it. And you got to get out of that shell. I was like, you're not the old Ronald Ollie. You're not going through those same things that you were going through when you grew up. And from there, I helped him get through it. I took him to a high school game. I was like, bro, you got to start being like, you know what I'm saying, open and engaging
more
with people, active,
yeah.
exactly. And so we went to a high school game, and everybody was like, oh my God, it's Ronald Holly, and they were going crazy. And I knew it would excite the kids as well. You know what I'm saying? So took him out there, and he enjoyed himself, and that's really when he started to realize like it's not a bad thing, and like, man, it's a whole different level, a whole different life that we don't even know about, and it just grew from there. And they came and filmed us, and it's went
so
from
you just came like a huge big brother. That's cool. So now you got like 10 people in the family now.
You got 10.
Like,
got 10. Got a lot more because I'm big bro to a lot of them.
Okay, so what's another like promising up and coming someone that you see a Ronald Oley in?
I don't know. Ronald different.
He's
you
he's
can't
a different kind of.
He's different. Like you don't meet too many people like that's that talented.
Yeah.
Like he's not just a football player.
Right.
Like he can do anything. Like he can literally act, rap.
What do you think about football players that want to transition into rapping and music and all that stuff?
I mean, I don't think
there haven't been too many success stories. I'm just saying. The only one I remember is Montel Jordan.
It's a few out there.
Okay,
it's a few out there. I think Dame Lillard's pretty good. I think he's pretty good at Portland Trailblazers. But I think it's okay if you can actually do it. Some of them just use their platform to do something that they a hobby of theirs. But if you can actually rap, I think it's pretty neat because they're not just athletes. You know what I'm saying? So it shows a different side of you that a lot of people don't get to see.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you can't rap, like leave it alone. But I think it's pretty sweet. I think it's because it's an art. You know what I mean? So I like to see that from athletes that, you know what I'm saying, they're in tune to who they are and they want to show, you know what I'm saying, different sides of them.
Yeah, different aspects. Well, how do you give them, okay, because you deal with a lot of kids and you're dealing with adults that you're training, and you said, just like you said, there's no one that's really like Ronald. But how do you tell that person, okay, dude, you ain't gonna make it to the NFL? Do you start telling them a B plan? Like, how's that conversation go?
I'm straight up honest with every athlete that I work with, because there's almost 100% chance that you won't make it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like what, 0.8 or point, it may be lower than that, maybe 0.2%. Right. So that's the last thing I talk about. Okay. That's the last thing I talk about. Now, of course, the end goal is to make it to the NFL,
right,
and to be that superstar player. But we work on right now. Like I have been focusing on right now. Like you got to dominate right now, win the day, and winning the day is not just being the best football player. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Teach them to be the best student, the best son, the best mentor, the best leader. Like that's what means more to me, because that's going to translate more to help them get an opportunity to go to the NFL. You see a lot of talented players that don't make it because they don't get the other side of the business. You know what I'm saying? And you got to be well rounded, and that's what I teach them more than anything, because that can live forever. That football is gonna go flat. So yeah, I don't harp going to NFL to a lot of them, because I played with a lot of guys that I feel that would dominate the NFL that didn't even get a shot. So I don't put that pressure on them because I went into depression over football, so I know how it can feel, like trying to live up to the dreams. I felt like I had to feel my brother's shoe, you know, his footsteps for the longest, until I realized like that was just a perception of the outside, but in reality I don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? My mom's still gonna love me the same, my sister's still gonna love me the same, and my friends and family are gonna love me the same. And I was able to create my own path and make my own name for myself without my brother, and that's what means the most to me, because he has nothing to do with the gym, the training, anything that I've done.
And for you to get to that point is like, I mean, shoot, people can't even get to that point in their everyday life, and you know, you getting to that point, especially with everything that you've been through.
Yes, ma'am.
Amazing.
Yeah, it took a lot.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, my grandma.
Southern boy. You're from Houston, right?
I'm from Houston.
Okay, that's what it is. A deep root Southern.
Definitely.
I'll take it though. It's okay. Okay, and then you also have Odell Beckham Senior, that has like kind of been a mentor and helping out. Like, how did that relationship start?
I was actually training his son, Cordell Beckham.
Okay.
And built a good relationship with his son. His son ended up playing on my 7-on-7 team. His dad just took me under his wing. Realized that I was out here doing a lot of things that he does and wanted to do growing up, and just took me under his wing, taught me the game, and just been there. Just been there step for step.
Well, I mean, you got all kind of stuff. You on TV, you own your own gym, entrepreneur. So what do we have? What's going on next? After the boot camp with the kids, what do you have going on in the future?
Actually, before the boot camp, the next series of Last Chance U drops this Friday.
Oh, yeah.
So
Okay.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the camp. I think this is going to be one of the best camps we've had in the city. Yeah. I'm excited. And then after that, it's back to the grind, training these guys, get ready for camp. Ollie and those boys report. So I'll be flying out to Pittsburgh to train Terrell Edmonds for about 3 weeks, and then from there going to some of the other guys that I work with.
Okay, so we got to have a little more fun. So you ready for a little more energy?
Ooh-wee.
Ooh-wee-wee.
She's trying to put me on the spot.
Okay, so we have some either or, so you have to choose.
I got you.
And we have some finish the sentence. So even though you like all wholesome and you helping people,
Gotta cheat a little bit.
we got to know a little bit of ratchet. So let's go.
Ooh.
Either or. Attitude or talent? Got to choose one.
Yeah, both.
You have to choose one.
You need both.
You got to choose what I see. I said what I said when I said.
Ooh.
Attitude or talent?
Attitude or talent. I'm going to go attitude.
Okay.
I think you got to have that savage in you. Because some stuff could be taught.
Yeah.
Some stuff could be taught. But you can't teach that dog. You can't teach that dog. You either got that or you don't. If you don't got that, you ain't. Whoo. Yo.
Attitude.
We're going to go attitude.
Okay. Ass shots or fake abs? Either or. Which one?
Repeat that?
Ass shots. That's those injections, That hot girl summer, that's what they getting all summer. Hot ass
Or
shots.
fake abs?
Or fake abs. You haven't seen the new abs? They've been doing fake abs. They like lipo suck and make it look like an ab.
Is this for women?
Men too.
Man.
Men have been getting
They
it
out here
too.
doing fake
on
abs.
a 20-pack, they got the fake abs. You haven't seen that?
Neither. I'm checking out.
I'm gonna need you to connect with internet. What's going on?
I'm out of that one. I can't answer that one. Neither.
All right. Straight to oral or foreplay?
Ooh, I'm a virgin.
Oh,
So
please.
I can't even tell you.
Oh, please.
I can't even
So
tell
full of
you.
shit. You've been around too many athletes talking about you a virgin.
What you mean? I know how to control myself.
You might control yourself, but you got something.
So you don't believe me?
I don't believe you.
I don't believe me. It's got to be passionate. It's got to be passionate.
So some foreplay?
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be.
Okay. All right, so we're going to do a little finish the sentence. Are you okay? You still making it? You
I'm
good?
straight. I'm straight.
Look, I see you.
I'm trying to cheat.
Look, he over here shaking.
No, I ain't shaking. That was before the action. I'm good now.
Okay, you good.
I'm good. I don't relax.
Oh, good.
It's just me.
Good. So cheating to me means blank. What does cheating mean to you?
Entertaining someone else.
Okay. All right.
Good answer, good answer.
My favorite trait is blank. What's your favorite trait?
Ooh. I don't know. I don't think like that.
I mean, your drive and passion.
But I never think about me.
Why made you start thinking about you? Oh, I
Whoa.
heard somebody in the background chirping. I'm just.
Me too. That's hard. I really don't think about me. As crazy as it sounds, I never think about
So
me.
that's something you might need to focus on.
That might be what it be. I really don't. Like, honestly, like my mind every day is like how to help others. Like,
Okay,
because
so
I feel like
man.
no, it ain't even that. I feel like since everything I've been through, I feel like that's. I mean, like I have peace.
Yeah.
I have peace within
It's
myself.
fulfillment.
You know what I'm saying? Like I have
Okay.
peace within myself. Like I don't need anything. Like I feel like I can overcome anything. Like I don't think I'm God, but I feel like my faith and my belief in Him Like, no matter what's going on, like, I don't flinch. You know what I'm saying? I may express it, but I don't let it get to me. And so, like, I don't really think about myself. I think about how to help others and, like, how to put things together. Like, seriously, like, every day.
That's so sweet.
I never think about myself.
Boy, you better be cuffed up, cause I'm telling you.
So foreskin makes me feel like blank.
Foreskin?
Foreskin.
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 You can't answer that one. You really asked me that? That's weird.
It's a weird question.
That's
It's
weird.
kind of our signature thing. It's like a bunch of odds and.
Yeah, that's odd. Like,
Yeah.
like,
Well, good. I hope you had fun.
I did. Not with that last question. Like,
It makes you think.
confused.
And before though, he gonna still be tomorrow. He gonna be like,
What
She
the fuck
really
did
asked
you
me
just
that?
ask me? What?
hey, nah, but I'm used to it because some guy that was going through the NFL draft process, one of the teams asked him if he had both of his testicles. Like, that was a question. Like, he's at the NFL combine. They're like, we want to know if you have both of your testicles.
Why? So they know he can produce children?
I have no idea.
Oh, maybe the testosterone. They want to make sure that he has enough testosterone to like.
It got him there.
maybe so when he run, he don't run lopsided. He run in a circle.
Well, thank you so much. I hope you had fun.
No, definitely.